What is up, Free PC Gamers? It's time for a new Free PC game. Today I'll be showing you a few parts of Epic Battle Fantasy 4, the fourth, obviously, in a series of games called Epic Battle Fantasy. What it is basically it's a mishmash of all your favorite RPG elements, Final Fantasy, there's some Skyrim-like foraging stuff, it's got an overview display and everything. It's a really fun game, and I really recommend playing from the first game. I think all of them can be found on Armor Games, but you can probably just do a Google search. Now, I can't bring this, or I think there's a full screen option, but I'm just going to do it from the site because it's easier. And it's, you got your swordsman, you got your lance, which is the gunner, you got a magician, then you got like a hybrid magician and ranged, and like the enemies are really awesome. You got these golems, you fight bushes, I think, or something. The bosses are really fun, and all the fights are awesome. Now, the first two, I think, were fairly linear, but I think starting from the third one, they've gotten a lot. It's more like you can complete outside quests, and you control what you do and stuff. The forging system, I think, is new. It basically lets you up your favorite gear. I'll continue, because I haven't gotten very far. Now, I highly recommend getting an Armor Games account if you already haven't. So that way you can do an online save, which is a lot more, I guess, safer. These are the equips I got for each character. There's a freaking... Yeah, that's cool. I forgot what I was supposed to do, actually. Map. Okay, so this is the area I've gotten so far. I think I'll just go into a fight. Yeah, the newest stuff is the foraging stuff, where you can take items, and if you have the, you can take your weapons or gear, and you get a new thing called Flare, which I'll show you in a second. But say I want to upgrade this Eagle Eye to do more damage, because there's an upcoming part where I need more resistance, or say I need, on this, I need more resistance to light, or stronger element. I can gather the items. And there's actually an item shop. You can buy these items, so you can upgrade the weapons you want. Flare is basically, it's kind of like extra armor. It's not really armor, but it's like extras, so like more resistances, more attack damage, stuff like that. So I think I want to keep going to the right, I believe. Yeah. And it's cool because it'll tell you like which part that's in. So if there's like a certain quest, and you can do quests for different characters to get different items and whatnot. There's a bestiary, so you can get better, but you have to use a certain skill. Now it's kind of a slow-paced game, I guess, because it's I'll show you in a second. It's turn-based combat, which is pretty fun. Now I have a magician, and this is one of the flare effects, I believe, which will call in a turn strike. Well, that was really quick. I think I can show you a stronger battle, but these chests that you open, you can get them. Some of them are gained just normally through just opening them and getting to them. Some will be blocked by monsters and so on. There's also teleport spots where you can teleport to earlier or later parts of the game in case there's a certain object you had to get later that wasn't available earlier. Red Wasp. Now there's a new system called the summoning, or I think it's new. I think it was in the third one. And see, I used this scan bot, which is one of the summoning points. And now all I have to mount, and rather than having to remember like all resistances and elements of each creature, all I have to do is go over the question marks, and I get all the stuff about info about it, from health to resistances, which I don't think it varies in health. These are the different summons. There's skills, which I think are unique to a character. And then specials, or no, specials are unique to the character, and skills can be learned across different characters. And then this is just basic attacks. Holy crap, I got a medal. Cool. And this is a limit break. Each character has a limit break. I think you can get multiple limit breaks per character. That's kawaii as fuck. Her tits are still too big though. Anyway. I'm not smiling on the inside, by the way. That was humiliating. I think it's a reference to one of the older stuff. But another cool thing, rather than having to remember what status effects are up and down, it'll tell you by just mousing over. But I mean, in other games you would notice like if a character is poisoned, but they'll still give you like a heads up rather than changing the whole model. Let's see, let's use Fume, see what this does. But yeah, each weapon in the game has its own model, and they're all, I think, hand-drawn by the character who made this. And that woolly man just crushed something. Okay. I like to go crazy with all the extra attacks. That's sort of my favorite thing to do. Little fire dogs. Let's see what this does. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm way too powered for this level. I think that was an effect based on the sword, but I can't be completely sure. Now, this game also has, you can pay. Now, it's completely free to play, but if you really like the game, you can pay, I think it's only like $5. If you go to the Get More Skills section, you get a support series. All it is let's see, it's only like $5, but you get a bunch of new summons and packs. I think I might get it because I really like this series, starting all the way from the first game. The animations are really fun and cool. I think this enemy might be closer to the level, but I'm not sure. And I walked around it. Okay. But there's a varying range of characters, which is really awesome. I think they went a tad bit overboard with the extra attacks. By extra attacks, I mean like certain equipment will automatically cause an attack or an effect, and like I'm like all my characters are decked out with one of those, so I get a really good start. Now this is one of the teleport things I was talking about. The little teleport slimes, which are really fun, and they help you take you to different characters you need to get access to. But you have to step on the area and be able to go to it. I'm not really sure what that is. Now slimes were kind of like the really big thing in Epic Battle Fantasy 3. I think like totems, I think, are the big thing in this one. I'm not entirely sure. But the enemies range are really fun because like you could fight what looks to be a fire weak character, and it has like fire resistance, water resistance, and it's like, what the fuck? Here we go. Again, I'm not gonna get too far and like break any spoilers. These are all things I've been through, but I haven't gotten very far either. See, that effect was negative for me because I think it wasn't physical. I think it was like fire, maybe. And you can also do tactics, which are like flee. You can, if you can't attack with that character, you can hit defend. And there's also a new one. Since there's 4 characters and only 3 are allowed on battle, you can use a switch player, which will let you switch any of the 3 characters for the backup character, which is pretty nice. Like, say Anna is weak to whatever element these guys are using. All you gotta do is switch her out, and I can get a stronger character, or at least a character that's not weak. And this is Friend Dog, which is nice. It'll randomly give a healing thing. I don't know if it gives it to all characters, or of just one character. It's pretty nice. Food are sort of like your health items and so on. You basically got 2 ranged characters, 1 melee character, or I think Lance is a mix between. I know all characters have a melee attack, but still. Well, let's see. So these guys are weak to water. Alright, wait a second. That's the other thing. There's a big difference between what is water and what is ice, as they're counted as 2 separate elements, which makes it a bit more fun, because then you're not just running through like 50 characters. And this is another thing that I really always liked, was the random, or idle effect. Each character will do an idle effect if not used for a certain duration. Like Anna just picked up a little bush. Couldn't rely on spell, it's pretty random damage. Let's see, special. Let's do Geyser. And that's another thing. Some attacks, sort of like you'd probably see in Final Fantasy and so on, cause an extra effect. Not to be confused with like the extra attacks I was talking about. But see, this character is now wet, and damage taken from ice and thunder is increased, but it only accounts for that turn. So it goes in order from top to bottom. So say you want to use thunder on Natalie, you'd probably want to put Lance above her to use Geyser on one of these characters so she could use lightning. It's all about strategy and whatnot. And say you need to make a quick change but you're in battle, you can also use equip and change out a certain effect on a certain equipment on that character for a better one. Like let's change out for her fairy bow. And you'll accept, it'll end her turn, but it'll change all the equipment, not just one piece of equipment. So it's a pretty nice effect. And this is a pretty cool, it's an all character effect called Cloudburst. It's really good for dousing fires on your team and from dampening fire effects later on. Oh, another real cool effect, click on the tits. It's always fun, so you don't get bored. I guess. And this is No Legs, which you probably already seen the summon, but he's a recurring character. I think started in the 2nd game. I'm not sure why that's not doing damage, but then again, it's a big learning experience. He just cut pieces of her hair out. Oh shit, I don't know. I think there's an effect called, yeah, there's still an effect called Screamer, which is really fun. See, now that effect is being annoying because all their health just regenerated. Let's see if I can do something stronger. Let's poison them. That didn't seem to work. Is he weak to sense effects? Oh, he's resistant to poison. Okay. Yeah, probably don't want to use that too much. How weak are they to thunder? Fuck. Yeah, I'll just use this. Anyway, that's pretty much the basics of this game. And there are a bunch of achievements and quests you can get from playing on Armor Games, but you still need an account, sadly. Well, not really sadly. It's pretty fun because you can get all the quests and whatnot. And I guess we can swap out for Lance just to give you a, just to show you what it's like to play as him. Is it gonna swap? Or did I fuck up? I think I fucked up. Why isn't it switching? What the fuck? Huh. Oh, there we go. I was using the wrong button. See, what I was pressing was switch, so like I was talking about, it would switch the order. Now this character is a gunner, melee type character. He's sort of your all-around type character, I guess. And each article of clothing always has a different effect. which lets you mix and match different outfits together, which is pretty nice. So you can like dominate all in one element, keep the elements switched so like only one of your characters suffers greatly, in case like a boss uses a really powerful attack. Okay, yeah, these are weak to earth. I think there's like 3 different types of clays. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I think there's 3. Nah. I'll show you the skill system in a bit. It's pretty basic skill system, aka the more you kill, the more attack, or the more points you get, so on and so forth. Anyway. Let's see the skills. Now, again, each character gets like a set of their own personal skills, but some skills will carry over to different characters. And like I said before, if you get the more skills and as you progress, you'll unlock different skills that can be used by multiple characters. But I think only one character can have it at a time. You use like an AP system, which is pretty basic, you know. What the hell am I trying to say? It's like your basic kill monsters get more of this system. Now I have a stronger cleaver, which is the limit break. Stronger heal, stronger limit break. Now it's, if you're not big on like the keeping up, like keep your weapons forged and whatnot, you might not like this game. But even though I don't really, I'm not entirely great with the forging system, because sometimes I'll forge items I need for a quest, and that quest item might be better. Yada yada. So this is all the craft stuff. It's still pretty simple system, and you can always buy more of the forging gear, although some of it is drop character only. So that's pretty much Epic Battle Fantasy 4. I'd highly recommend playing from the first game, or at least the second, so you get a grasp of like the history, even though there's not much of a history other than the characters playing in the game. But that's it for now. Like, subscribe, and feel free to play this game on Armor Games or check out the FreePCGamers website, where you can take items, and if you have the you can take your weapons or gear, and you get a new thing called Flare, which I'll show you in a second. But say I want to upgrade this Eagle Eye to do more damage because there's an upcoming part where I need more resistance, or say I need I need more resistance to light or stronger element. I can gather the items, and there's actually an item shop. You can buy these items so you can upgrade the weapons you want. Flare is basically, it's kind of like extra armor. What is up, Free PC Gamers? It's time for a new Free PC game. Today I'll be showing you a few parts of Epic Battle Fantasy 4, the fourth, obviously, in a series of games called Epic Battle Fantasy. What it is basically it's a mishmash of all your favorite RPG elements, Final Fantasy, there's some Skyrim like foraging stuff, it's got an overview display and everything. It's a really fun game, and I really recommend playing from the first game. I think all of them can be found on Armor Games, but you can probably just do a Google search. Now, I can't bring this, or I think there's a full screen option, but I'm just going to do it from the site because it's easier. And it's, you got your swordsman, you got your lance, which is the gunner, you got a magician, and then you got like a hybrid magician and ranged. And like the enemies are really awesome. You got these golems, you fight bushes, I think, or something. The bosses are really fun, and all the fights are awesome. Now, the first two, I think, were fairly linear, but I think starting from the third one, they've gotten a lot. It's more like you can complete outside quests and you control what you do and stuff. The forging system, I think, is new. It basically lets you up your favorite gear. I'll continue because I haven't gotten very far. Now, I highly recommend getting an Armor Games account if you already haven't. So that way you can do an online save, which is a lot more, I guess, safer. These are the equips I got for each character. There's a freaking... Yeah, that's cool. I forgot what I was supposed to do, actually. Map. Okay, so this is the area I've gotten so far. I think I'll just go into a fight. Yeah, the newest stuff is the foraging stuff.